The night cracked open with a sound that didn't belong to the street, panic, sharp and small, cutting through the rain and traffic like glass. A little girl's cry tore through the darkness, desperate and trembling, and in that instant the world narrowed to a single heartbeat. "Daddy, please help her." Those words didn't echo out loud as dialogue, but they lived in the air, heavy and undeniable, and they pulled one man out of exhaustion and into a moment that would change everything. Before the story goes any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and quiet heroes who rise when it matters most, please take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps stories like this alive. He was a single father who had learned how to live on very little sleep and a lot of responsibility. His days were built around early mornings, cheap coffee, and a job that paid just enough to keep the lights on and his daughter fed. His nights were built around homework on a cracked kitchen table, bedtime stories read with tired eyes, and the constant fear that one wrong step could send everything crashing down. Life had already taken his wife years earlier, leaving him to raise a fragile, kind-hearted little girl who believed her father could fix anything. That belief was both his strength and his greatest fear. That night he had just finished a late shift and was walking home, shoulders heavy, mind racing with unpaid bills and tomorrow's worries. The street was poorly lit, the kind of place people hurried through without looking back. That was when he saw her. A young woman, cornered near a closed storefront, fear written across her face as two men blocked her path. There was no dramatic music, no slow motion, only the raw instinct of a father who knew what it meant to protect someone smaller and more vulnerable than himself. He didn't plan to intervene. He didn't think about consequences, injuries, or what might happen if things went wrong. His daughter's face flashed in his mind, her small hands clutching his jacket on stormy nights, her voice asking him if monsters were real. And before fear could stop him, his feet moved forward. The struggle that followed was messy and brutal, fueled by adrenaline and desperation rather than skill. He wasn't a trained fighter, just a tired man with a reason to stand his ground. The rain soaked his clothes, the pavement scraped his hands, and every second felt like it could be his last. Somehow, through a combination of raw determination and luck, the two men were forced back, startled by resistance they hadn't expected. When it was over, they ran, leaving behind silence, shaking breath, and a woman who collapsed in tears on the wet concrete. He didn't wait for thanks. He didn't call attention to himself. He made sure she could get help, then disappeared into the night, heart pounding, body aching, mind already racing with worry about getting home safely to his daughter. By the time he tucked her into bed hours later, bruised and exhausted, he told himself it was over. Just another moment swallowed by the city. But the city had noticed. The next morning began like any other, with rushed breakfasts and a walk to school. He felt every bruise with each step, but he smiled through it, because his daughter smiled back. As he turned to leave the school gate, a sleek black car pulled up beside him, completely out of place among the cracked sidewalks and old bicycles. A man in a tailored suit stepped out, followed by another, their presence quiet but commanding. The CEO had been looking for him. The woman from the night before was the daughter of a powerful business leader, a man whose name carried weight in boardrooms and headlines. Security cameras had captured everything: the quiet courage, the reckless bravery, the way one ordinary man had stepped into danger without asking who she was or what she was worth. For the CEO, it wasn't just gratitude that brought him there. It was recognition, the kind that comes when wealth meets integrity and realizes how rare it truly is. The single father expected trouble, questions, maybe accusations. Instead, he was met with respect. The CEO spoke of the world in terms of power and money, but also in terms of responsibility. He spoke of how easy it was to forget humanity when surrounded by privilege, and how one moment of courage from a stranger had reminded him what truly mattered. Help came in ways the father never imagined: legal support, financial relief, and an opportunity for a stable job that didn't steal all his time. Not charity, but a hand extended in acknowledgement of character. The kind of help that restores dignity instead of taking it away. The kind that allows a man to breathe for the first time in years. Life didn't transform overnight into perfection. There were still early mornings and tired nights, but the weight was lighter, the fear less constant. He could attend school events without worrying about missing work. He could fix the leak in the roof. He could plan a future that didn't feel like a fragile dream waiting to shatter. Most importantly, his daughter noticed the change. She noticed how her father smiled more, how his shoulders didn't slump as much when he came home. She noticed that the world, which once felt so uncertain, now held a little more light. She still believed her father could fix anything, but now he believed it too, just a little. As the seasons changed, the story of that night faded from headlines and memory, but its impact remained. A reminder that courage doesn't always wear a uniform or carry authority. Sometimes it looks like a tired father, walking home in the rain, choosing to do the right thing even when no one is watching. If this story moved you, if it reminded you that humanity still exists in unexpected places, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement helps these stories reach hearts that need them. And before this story ends, we have a special request. Please comment below with a single word that describes how this story made you feel. Your words matter more than you know. In a world that often celebrates power, wealth, and loud victories, this was a story about quiet strength. About a father who stood up because someone needed help. About a child whose belief became a man's courage. And about how one small act, done without expectation, can ripple outward and change lives forever.